Welcome to Friday. It's my usual vlog, and I wanted to talk this week particularly about two groups of folk working in our organisation. Now, I often have quite a few badges when I'm making these films, and it's been great to see across the organisation the Hello, My Name Is movement really taking shape. But you may notice that today I've got another one which reflects World Social Work Day coming up on Tuesday, the 19th of March. Now, all of us will have both professional and many of us will have, as I do, personal connections with the profession of social work. Makes a hugely important contribution to so much of what we do and is a real part of the fabric that connects our communities together. Discipline often working in local government with huge cuts and austerity over the course of the last decade. And that's why I'm particularly pleased that we have well over 80 social workers working for Ardash and in our organisation. And I think it's going to be really important as we develop our thoughts about research, we develop our educational investment, that we don't leave out or leave behind our social workers. I know they won't let us do that, whether that's Joe or John or Jude advocating through the professional advisory group for social workers in our children's services and in our adult services. I'm sure that there is a bright future and one of expansion ahead for social work within the organisation, and whether people are working just with us or for us, it's a chance to reflect on the contribution that social work makes in our organisation. The other group of people I wanted to talk about are much less numerous, but if you read the strategy, and there's a QR code on the screen so you can tell me if you've read the strategy, you'll remember that Promise 1 is to have peer support workers in every single department in our organisation. When the Clinical Leadership Executive meets on Tuesday next, I'm fully expecting that we will put a sizable minority of the board's investment fund behind that promise as we look to massively expand the peer support workers that we have in our organisation. Now, we'll need to think about whether the best way to do that is to employ people ourselves, to have them employed through a partner agency, or to do a bit of both. We'll have to think about what are the HR and occupational health support infrastructures that we have around people who bring perhaps even more lived experience into our workforce. But what I think isn't in doubt is the evidence base and the experiential reinforcement that comes behind that evidence base for the positive impact of peer support workers in the care that we're able to provide, but also in the way in which teams function and the insight with which our teams function when we're working with patients and service users. So I'm thrilled that the biggest number of bids that we received for the investment fund were to expand peer support workers. It's people getting right behind Promise 1. There's a long way to go to have someone in every single department or service in our organisation by 2027, but if you've got a big mountain to climb, it's usually best to start early and on the front foot, and that's what I hope we will be doing from April the 1st. So look, chance to celebrate two really important disciplines in our organisation, both growing, both vital. Thank you to people working in those professions for what you do, and hopefully all of us can have a reflect on the contribution that those people make within a multidisciplinary, multi-professional, multi-agency Ardash. Thanks a lot.